D, wait for it, delightful.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
What's up, nerds? Down below, you can find the articles that I read to bring you this story, and you can read it, or you can, and just, make up your own mind, or you can just listen to this video because I kind of break them all down for you and everything, and then you go about your day. So, but before I get started, I just want to say that if you like what I do here and you enjoy independent content here on YouTube, please consider subscribing to my channel. YouTube is always changing up their algorithm, and small channels like mine usually get pushed to the back of the line. So I please ask that you like, share, and subscribe, and I thank you in advance. And I also ask that you do this to any small YouTuber out there because I'm pretty sure they would appreciate the same thing. Now, so why don't we get started? It looks like Kristen Stewart and Viggo Mortensen will be starring in a David Cronenberg film called Crimes of the Future. Now, you may know David Cronenberg from he directed movies such as Scanners, The Fly, and The Dead Zone. He also did The History of Violence and Eastern Promises. Which also starred Viggo Mortensen. He also did Viggo Mortensen also starred in History of Violence and everything. So yay, they're teaming up again. I really like David Cronenberg. I think he's really like, if you watch any of his other stuff like Scanners and The Fly and all those, you watch his earlier stuff, you can just see his progression as a filmmaker and just how he's done different genres. If you watch The Fly or Scanners, it's a completely different movie than like History of Violence. And I think that horror, when it comes to David Cronenberg, I think that he has like this very like unique style of horror because I think he adds a lot of like, I'm trying to think of the right words. Like he has like deeper stuff going on with his films that what's the symbolism going on in this horror film, and I think that a lot of people don't see it, but they just see like the makeup and the goriness and like the sex and everything of his films. But I think that he really does have like this very unique and very like a very smart way of going about writing his and directing his films. So what is this movie about? So Crimes of the Future is a story about it's, from what I understand, it's in the future. It's set in the distant future where humans have evolved beyond their natural state and into a metamorphosis, altering their biological makeup. In this setting, a performance artist named Saul Tenser, which will be played by Viggo Mortensen, embraces accelerated evolution syndrome, sprouting new and unexpected organs in his body. Removing those organs becomes a new kind of theater, one that earns a following, as well as the attention of the government. So the idea is, okay, for this movie, from what I understand, is that in the future, we start to grow, like evolve as human beings. And then we grow extra organs, like different organs. And people get the people that are going through this metamorphosis, they get them and they cut them open and they take out those specific organs, and people watch as it happens. And because it's so new, it's not against the law. So the government is trying to track all this kind of stuff, and they're trying to figure out, because it's like, kind of like trafficking, but for body parts. And so the government is following this whole thing because it's not a crime yet, but they're going to try to make it a crime. So that's why it's called Crimes of the Future. And like I said, I think this sounds very interesting. I'm very curious to see what Cronenberg does as far as the writing goes and directing. Like I said, I'm a fan of his. I think that I think he's a competent director. I think he's a good director. Me personally, with all of his movies, even though his movies in the past had been low budget, they've still been very good, in my opinion. I think that he knows how to use what he's got. And, and it's very low budget. Like, there's one movie, I can't remember what it's called, but there's like these slug creatures and they like just pull them across the floor with a string. And it's obviously cheap, but they probably didn't have a huge budget. But I personally, I don't know how you are, but I do not have to, I don't have to see a I don't have to have big budget effects for a movie to be good. Like for me, it's all about the writing mostly. If the writing is good and top notch, I can look past everything and see a movie for what it's worth. And for me, a movie is all about the writing. So so I think Cronenberg is going to do a good job. I don't know how I feel about Kristen Stewart. She's only got one mode, and it's Kristen Stewart mode, but it's fine. It's fine. I mean, I don't dislike her, so I think that she'll be. I do like Viggo Mortensen. I think he's a fantastic actor, so I'm happy to see him in this movie. I'm not unhappy to see Kristen Stewart. I just don't, whatever. So how do you feel about Kristen Stewart and Viggo Mortensen starring in David Cronenberg's Crimes of the Future? How do you feel about that whole thing? Do you like David Cronenberg? Do you like his movies? Do you like his style of filming? All that good stuff. Do you think this movie will be good? Do you think that the premise of the movie sounds interesting? I think it does. It sounds really interesting. I'll watch it because it's David Cronenberg. Like I said before, I think he's really good, and I do like watching his movies, even though his special effects are so gross. I have like the weakest constitution. So when I watch a movie, if there's pus and blood involved, I'm a very squeam. I'm like, ugh, and everything. I can't do. And his movies are full of that. Like, it's just crazy. Yeah, go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. I won't mind. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And I will see you guys next Sunday. You guys have a good week. Bye.